social disparity. What do you mean by social disparities? So lack of ambition. So if you don't have ambition, if you don't have dream, so it is a two-way communication. It is a two-way communication. Self-reliance and earth democracy. What do you mean by self-reliance and earth democracy? Hello my dear students, I am Ajay sir, faculty, Department of Commerce and Management, Vidhyashram First Aid College, Mysuru, a temple of excellence. My dear students, in today's session I am going to handle the subject Management of Service for second sem BBA, and the topic is Hospital and Education Service. My dear students, in the previous session we were discussing on what are the problems of our Indian education system, and let's continue some other points also. So point number 13 is lack of personalization. What do you mean by personalization? See, in our classes we are teaching 80 to 100 students every day, so we cannot give personal care for the students, and also if the teacher did not give personal care for the students, so personality development is, we cannot get the personality development of the students. So we have to go to the students personally, and we have to analyze his problems, his weakness, what are his strengths. So how to build his personality is very, very important. See, not all students learn with just one method of teaching. Not all students can understand single method. So we need different approach to reach different students, different level of understanding. So all students, we cannot teach all students in a single method. So personally we have to go to the student, or personally student has to come to, for example, it may be staff room or maybe some other places. So personal care is needed. So if we have 100 to 80 to 100 students, 120 students in a class, so how can we give personalized suggestions for the students, for their development, for their improvement, or maybe academically, or apart from academics, it may be there may be having some other problems. There may be having family related problems, health related problems will be there for students, and also some physical or mental problems will be there for the students. All students are not equal. So some students mentally they will be healthy, some students they may be feeling depression, they may be having any other family or financial problem. So in order to solve this, a teacher, as a teachers, we have to go to the person, we have to get the confidence of the students, we have to win the confidence of the students. The students should feel, if I share my personal things or personal secret things too with the teacher, there should be a good rapport between the teacher and student, like so they can express their feelings with the teacher, and the teacher can give valuable suggestion to the student to come out from that depression, to come out from that family or social drawbacks. Next one, the government should encourage more innovative measures to learning. So government has to come up with new methods of how to get the students and teacher relationship in a better way, how to build. So we will be having mentor-mentee form we will issue, isn't it? So in that we will ask, is there any personal problem with the students? So they will express. If there are any problems, we will call the students. So we have to provide the counseling. So we have to do the counseling for the students. So personal counseling is very, very important. Then only we can understand the students' mindset. So we can go with next one. The learning will not fit for all students. So the same type of learning strategy may not fit for all students. So we have to come up with different approaches, innovative approaches. Some, for example, in 100 students, 20 are very bright students. Remaining 20 are not bright. They can, up to the 80% they can understand. So remaining 20 are just 40 to 60%. They can just get first class. Remaining 20 are, they just pass in the exam. Remaining 30% are they cannot even pass in the exam. Like that, every level of students will be different. So according to their level of understanding, we have the student cannot come to a teacher's level, teacher's understanding level. So as a teachers, we should go down to the students level, and we have to understand their mindset. Then we have to provide the proper suggestion, proper teaching. Next one, social disparity. What do you mean by social disparity? So in economy, so if you see the picture, you can understand. In today's education system, should bring the social disparity. They should reduce the social disparity among the society, in the different public in the society. But our education, what our education system is doing, it is increasing social differences, social disparities among the general public. So the richer is becoming richer every day, poorer will be becoming poorer every day. So the education should reduce the social disparities. It should bring the equality. It should bring the equality. There should be no caste, creed. There should be no gender differences among the students. And also rural area, urban area, and in medium. So English medium is superior, other local medium is inferior. We should not bring it down, isn't it? So we have to give the confidence to the students. So even though you're learning in your local language, even though you're learning in other language, it is equal to the international language, because you need to understand the concept, not the language. So we have to encourage the students who are coming from the rural area, who are coming from the semi-rural area, or coming from the other local medium classes, village area. So they are having some inferiority. So when they are mingling with the friends, they will be having inferiority. It may be social inferiority because of caste, creed, and any other religious and social background, or it may be economic inferiority. So they may be coming from poor background. So if they come to the college, they may feel social inferiority or social differences, financial differences. Some people are speaking good English. The other person coming from the village or geographically backward area, he is not may match to that level of communication skill. So we have to, as a teacher, we have to provide them. We should provide the personal care for those students. So the students who are bright, yes, they can learn without sometimes without suggestion of the teacher also, they can learn. But the students coming from the backward area, they are coming from the socially backward, economically backward, socially backward, and also the physically, thought process, in that also they may be coming from the backward area, or backward concept, or backward thoughts. So as a teacher, what we have to do? We have to encourage those students. We have to give the confidence. We have to build the confidence in the mindset. So once they got the confidence, once they understood the actual society, once they got the awareness, then they will be equal to the other students. They feel, yes, we are also equal, even though we have economic backwardness. By getting the education, by getting the valueful education, by getting the very information, awareness, so they can also feel equal in the society, apart from their educational, their social, family, and other backwardness. What education should do? So education should be a light, bright light for their future. So we have to, as a teacher, we have to provide we have to show the way towards light, towards brightness in the future, towards sunrise, isn't it? That's why, so as a teacher, we have to bring the disparity down, or we have to reduce the disparity among the students and society. In society also, so we have to give the awareness. But what our education society is doing, instead of reducing the disparity, so it is increasing the disparity. So learned one, or known one, unknown one, learned one. So the uneducated, educated, uneducated disparity is increasing in the society. Okay, and also the person who wants to learn, who wants to get educated, is not getting enough opportunity. So bank has to come up with enough finance for the higher education. Government has to come up with so many new schemes, innovative schemes. Because of Corona only, so many children are not enrolling for colleges and schools because of Corona. So the parents who are lost their jobs because of Corona, they are not having financial support, or they are not in the position to support financially for their children. The students are going for the work. So it is increasing child labor. It is increasing child marriage. The dropouts of the schools are going for day wage, or also other wages as a slave to other wealthy people. That's why, so the education should bring the disparity down in the economy. Next one, lack of ambition. So our students doesn't know. So what is next? So after 10th, what is next? They doesn't know. So you have to do research. The students has to do research in which way so where I am good. So we have to do SWOT analysis. SWOT. SWOT, we have to analyze our own SWOT analysis. What is our strength? Which field I am strong? What is my weakness? What is my weakness? It may be applicable to industry also, it may be applicable to market also, or it may be applicable to ourselves also. So we have to do, and also what are the opportunity in future? So with my resource, with my knowledge, what is my resource? As a student, it is my knowledge, my awareness is my resource. So with my resource, what I can achieve? What are the threats if I select this? Now, for example, the student who is very dull in maths, if he goes to any science related field, he may not get good percentage. He may not achieve more in that field. If he is not having passion, he should be having passion, not fashion. Don't select the subject, don't select the course because of fashion. Go with passion, then you will be succeed, then you will successful in that field. So Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam select his subject because of passion, because that's why only he could become the wonderful character, wonderful human being in his life, a great lecturer, a great person in this life. So we have to provide that's why we have to need SWOT analysis. So what is my strength, what is my weakness, what are the future threats and opportunities, how I can convert my weakness to strength, how I can convert my weakness to strength. See, strength and weakness are present one, opportunity and threats are future one. Are understanding? So present weakness, we can convert them into strength. So future threats can be converted to opportunities. So if I understand my own self, where I am, then only I can understand where I have to go. We have to understand where we are. What is my weakness? What is my threats? What will be the threats in future? So if we understand that, we can go for future. We can plan for future. Isn't it? So that's why. So lack of ambition. So if you don't have ambition, if you don't have dream, where you can go? If you don't have dream, what you can achieve? So dream. That's why Abdul Kalam says, the dream is not the dream which we will get in the while sleeping. What we have dream, that is not the dream what we are getting or what we are having while sleeping, but the dream is the thing which will not let us to sleep, which always makes us to get up and work hard for the achieving that dream. So if you don't have dream, if you don't have ambition, Sachin Tendulkar says, chase your dream. If you don't have dream, what you going to chase? Isn't it? So that's why, so your dream is very, very important. So the government has to bring the environment, ecosystem to dream. Isn't it? The poor people cannot dream about the good or better education today. In today's scenario, in today's world, a poor people, the coming from village area, the person coming from, a student coming from village area, he cannot dream about IIT, IIMs. So, but as a government, as a teacher, as a society, as a community, we should give the dream to poor people. So he should be, once he get the confidence, then he will start to dream. Yes, I have confidence. Yes, I can go to IIT. Yes, I go to IIMs. I go to wonderful institutions. I can study. I can get scholarship. I can become doctor. I can become engineer. I can become politicians. Then I can serve the world. I can serve the society. So when you have dream, then only you can achieve. If you don't have dream, that's why dream big. So if you want to dream big, you need confidence. You need social ecosystem, social and cultural ecosystem to dream big. Next point, students are lack of ambition better. So if they don't have ambition, if they don't have dream, so achieving dream is marriage. Next one, what are the modern trends in today's education system? So till now we have discussed only problem. Let's go to the solutions. What are the solutions available to come up out of those drawbacks? Next one, ground up the diversity. So we have diversity. What is our strength? Diversity is our strength. What is the strength of our country? Diversity. We have Hindu, Muslims, Christians, other communities. So many scientists says creativity emerges from diversity. Creativity increases because of diversity. Why? Because we have so many languages, we have so many cultures, we have so many religions, we have so many different kinds of peoples, communities. So out of the community, out of the so many languages, we can come up with diversity, we can come up with creativity. So creativity happens because of diversity. Sir Ken Robinson campaigns changing education through talks, writing, advising and teaching. People, students and teachers create the change, not the administrator or executives. See, if you go to the history, whatever the changes happened in the society, whatever the changes happened in the history, everything happened because of teachers, students and peoples, not from the administrator, not from the government. So government just rule, they cannot bring the change. So who has to bring the change? It may be our independence movement. People brought the change. People brought the independence to the country, not the government, not the administrators. So we students, so many students movement. So whatever the changes for development, it may be destruction or it may be construction happened in the history. It has happened because of the teachers, students and people of the country, not from the administrative officers or not from the administrative community. It is all happened because of the student community. So you may take independent strugglers. So many people struggle for independence are students, community only. They are coming from, today also if you go to politics, so many students are coming from the students level politics. They are today becoming great leaders. That's why a great leader should born. You cannot be made one. You should be born one. So if you have, you should get the leadership qualities and skill by birth, or you can inculcate on yourself. We cannot teach the leadership, isn't it? So a leadership emerges from the diversity. A leadership emerges from the diversity. Next one, social networking. So what is the social networking? Because of social networking, your Facebook, your Instagram, your so many social websites are providing education today. But even though you cannot replace the teacher, even though, because why even though we are having social networking, they can provide the information, not teaching. A teacher can understand how much information should be given to student. Student, he is in what level his understanding capacity is there, in what level we can improve him, what information he has to be given. So these things cannot be expected from the technology. But even though we can provide the basic information from the websites, and so many websites. See, 70 millions of websites are available on the education platform, and also students can, using the blogs and social medias, you can learn. Person who wants to learn. So everything is a material. The whole society is a material. If you want to learn, you can learn from a small bit of paper, a sheet of paper, isn't it? So you can get information. So knowledge is very, very important. Then wisdom. So if you get the knowledge, once you get the information, synthesize in your mind, get the knowledge, then you get the wisdom, come up with the new ideas, new innovations. That's why we need knowledge. So using the social networking, even though to some extent we can say technology are providing information, not the teaching. Technology can provide the information, not technology cannot teach you as teacher. Because technology doesn't know on what age, how much information should be provided. It will give all information to the students. So it is also one of the drawback. If the small child, 8 to 10 years child, getting information to the extent of 18 years child. So if the 10 years old boy or girl get the information, whatever he has to get after 18, if he get the information, he is not having the capacity of the brain. He may get the information, but he is not having enough capacity to digest the information. Or understanding, if the information which is provided after 18, if that child got same information at the age of 10, he is not having that capacity to digest the information, to understand the information. What he will do? He will mislead. It leads to mislead that particular child, isn't it? That's why even though the technology is for one phase, if you look at the one phase of the technology, it is advantage. From other phase, it may be disadvantage. Next one, talking education. So what we are doing today, just providing information is not enough. We should talk. Talk means, so it is a two-way communication. It is a two-way communication. So you think, so where today's modern education system says, education is no, it is not like, no, teaching is not like one man army or one man show. Just teacher giving information, students getting information. It is a two-way communication. So both sides we have to communicate. So here the teacher is a learning facilitator. A teacher is a learning facilitator, not just giving information, everything, just one-way communication, giving all information, you're taking note, you're reading and writing and remembering, not like that. A teacher is a learning facilitator because everything is material is available in the internet. All materials is available in the internet, your website, everything is there. What is our job? We have to just direct you, that's it. We have to give the direction to you. So in which way you have to go. There are so many ways are available, 100 ways are available like this. So student standing here, there are so many ways. So which way he has to go? Which way he has to go? See, he has so many ways. He doesn't know what is the end. He doesn't know what is his destiny. So he has to, as a teacher, as a guider, he has to provide the information. See, if you go to in this direction, there are, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages? If you go to this direction, what are the advantages or disadvantages? So teacher is a learning facilitator. Teacher is a learning facilitator. So we had all information is available in the internet, in the Google, all types of suggestions are available. So as a teacher, he has to, by using his capacity, by using his knowledge, wisdom and his experience, he should transfer the knowledge to this person. He should transfer the wisdom to this person. So in which way if we go, he has to understand, the teacher first he has to understand what is the goal. So many students are not having goal itself. So he has to provide the goal. Teacher has to make the student to dream. Teacher has to give the or make the student to get or achieve some goal. So in order to that, he has to give the guidance. Next point, underground education. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? See, teacher should provide real world training or real world information, not just only within classroom. So if you are having certificate is not enough. If you are having certificate, having gold medal is not only enough. Yes, you should get gold medal, you should get 100 out of 100. But using, what is the use of it? What is the use to the society of the gold medal? So we need skill is very, very important than your marks. Skill is very, very important than your marks. So you are in a jungle, So if immediately a lion or tiger standing in front of you, what you have to do? You should take your gun and shoot it. So like that, the whole world, our actual problems is the jungle, isn't it? The world is the jungle. The problem, what is the lion or tiger? The actual problems what we face in the actual world is the problems are the lions or tiger. So our gun is our skill. So we have to take our skill or we have to use our skill and shoot the problem. So instead of shooting the problem, if you show, yes, I have certificate, I have BCom, I have gold medal, what is the use of it? Isn't it? So we need to teach the students how to use the skill, how to increase the skill, how to enhance the skill, personality skill, intrapersonal skill, interpersonal skill, communication skill, moral skill, ethical skills, time management, pressure management, or understanding how to respect the elders, how to respect the person who is having more knowledge. Why we should respect the teacher? Because teachers are, not because they are more older than you, but because they are more learned than you. They are having more knowledge and wisdom than you. That's why we have to respect that person as a teacher, isn't it? That's why we have to provide the ground level, not only the education or the information what we are providing within four wall is not enough. So we have to provide education, zero base or zero ground level education, zero base or zero ground level education we have to provide. Next one, student don't learn to live or survive in the classroom. So in future, he will not be in classroom. He has to face the world, actual problems. So whatever the theoretical concept he is learning, if those theoretical concepts are not useful in the actual world, what is the use of it? So we have to, the government or the educators who sets the the syllabus or the concept, they have to come up with new or innovative ideas, new and innovative concepts which will be helpful for the students to get the job, to pursue. Not only getting job is important, you have to survive in that job. You may get the job because of your good, you are having good certificate, good marks in certificate, because of your number you may get the job, but numbers will not help you to do the job, to perform the job. You need skill to perform the job. So isn't it? That's why the underground education or zero ground education is very, very important. Next one, Navodaya concept. See, Navodaya, what do you mean Navodaya concept here? So it is developed by Vadana Shiva's mission, lives and breathes in Navodaya. So what is the Navodaya organization performs? Say self-reliance and earth democracy. Self-reliance and earth democracy. What do you mean by self-reliance and earth democracy? The leaders of the organizations are women who find strength in women's movement. So in Navodaya, the women will become self-reliant, and also they will provide the education. They will also give strength for women's voice. Next one, earth democracy develops from the idea to seed, saving, helping, and local communities become self-reliant. See, community level education, community development is very, very important. In India, we are having thousands of different of communities, thousands of different of languages, creed, so many caste, and also so many caste, creeds, and other culturally divided society and united by nation. So in this country, we need community development is very, very important. So we need community development, community awareness. Small community should come together for their development. They should provide their help for example, if one person cannot achieve, if a goal cannot be achieved by one person, if 10% join together, 10 to 100%, small communities, it may be women's communities, village communities. So community development is very, very important. That's what Mahatma Gandhi said. Community development is very, very important in our country. Small communities, small villages should become a community. Not like community means not caste or religion based community. It should be above the caste. It should be above the religion. So community oriented development is very, very important. A small community according to the geographical area, on the base of their culture, on the base of their food, on the base of their society, they have to come up with small community. So if small community develops, ultimately the nation develops. Our understanding. So if for example, if they are living in a small villages, all communities, all peoples of that small village should become a community, and also they should approach the government for the financial development, for the education development, for their own self-development. So community development is very, very important. Next one, self-directed learning. What is self-directed learning? In its broadest meaning, self-directed learning describes the process in which individuals take initiative with or without the help of others. So self-development learning, I will tell you a story. One person, he is my student, okay, up to 10th standard. What he has done, is in Bombay in sweet making factory. He was working as a child labor. He was working as a child labor in a small sweet preparing bakery. What he has done a wonderful job. Working in a small bakery, he was a school dropout, 3rd standard or 4th standard he has studied, but he wanted to get a degree. What he has to do? So he has to write 10th standard exam. So what he has done, with friend's mobile, he has watched all the videos related to 10th standard. Now he took up the examination and he passed, or he has cleared 5 subjects. He has cleared, 4 subjects. He could not clear English and Maths. He is Kannada student only. He is Kannada medium student only. He could not clear English and Maths. But apart from, he has cleared social science, Kannada, Hindi, and all 4 subjects he could clear. In working in a small sweet bakery, by watching YouTube and other videos in internet, he could clear the 4 subjects. He has not gone to school at all. He doesn't know how to take the exam. With the help of some friends, he has taken the exam with so much of struggle. Now he could not pass this subject. Then he came to me. He said, "Sir, I want to pass. In this environment, I could pass this, sir. Now I want to take a second PUC. So I had to clear the these two subjects. Please help me. So after that, we arranged some other facility to him, like tuitions and all. So he could manage to pass in the exam. Now he is doing second PUC. He took arts and he's going. So even though, see the technology, how the technology helpful. So what is the ultimate motto of the technology? It should be helpful for the end or the last student in the world. It should be the technology. When technology will be successful, when the technology will be helpful for the ultimate student, is the last student in the society, in the education system, or poorest student in the education system, then the technology will be helpful. Next one, social status. So social status. So when the government should improve the social status of the educators, and also the government should provide social status for the person who is having good education. If you improve the social status of the person who has got the good education, ultimately the for education also the status will improve, and also the students who wants to join the higher education will increases. So importance of education, the country which gives more importance to education, the country will develop as early as possible. If you go to all developed countries, those countries are spending crores of crores on the education and on the education system. In Japan, one special rail was given for the sake of one student. Do you know, one student was there in Japan. So she was traveling from her place she wants to go to school. She is a small kid, maybe 8th or 9th standard kid. She wants to go to school from the train. So because of the loss, or because of the there was no passenger in that train, because of the loss from that route, Japan wanted to cancel the train to that route. But because of some reason, Japan government got to know that one student is every day traveling in that train. That student has to go to school by that train only. So Japan did not cancel the train to that route. So they continue that train service, because of for one student life. See, this is how so many developed countries are providing importance to that education. So many students, because of in our country also, so many bus facilities are provided, even though it is loss for the government, because of the students' sake, they are providing the train and bus facility, travel and transportation facility and other facility. Even though in small village area, in forest area, hilly area, the government schools are establishing and running the government schools, even though there are 4 or 5 students. So that's what we are giving so much of importance. Still it is needed. It is not enough. It is not enough from the government point of view. Still we require more resource. So lesson study. What do you mean lesson study? So origin in Japan, lesson study applies to style of teaching. So it is a style of teaching. Conceptually, lesson study promotes the idea of teachers constantly improves and changes their style of teaching based on the students' performance and reaction to it. So it is not on the base of marks, not on the base of examination. So it goes step by step. Once the students clears that particular concept, understood that particular concept, they will go to the next concept. But in our in our system, we are going from the class level. First standard passed, then he will leave the first standard, he will go to the second standard passed, he will go to the third, fourth, fifth. So whatever he learned before the examination, he will forget. But in this system, only he passed or only he understood that particular concept, then they will go to the next concept. Next one, constructive struggling. What is constructive struggling? The student shouldn't be embarrassed about the feeling of first time around, not even the second or third time. The instructor should actually encourage the students to learn for the failure. See, if you have a freedom to failure, then you'll be successful. So have freedom to fail, accept the failure. Yes, if you're ready to failure, if you're not afraid of failure, then you are the successful person. So the person who is not afraid about the failure, he will become successful. If you did not try because of fear of failure, how can you become successful? Isn't it? So fail 100 times, then 101 time you will be successful. So failure makes you strong. Failure makes you strong. Failure gives you the courage. Failure gives you the confidence. So if you're not afraid of failure, then you will be successful. Then you will try. The more and more you try, the more confidence you get, the more perfect you will become. So you'll become more perfect. So the person who wants to fail, who doesn't afraid about failure, he will be the successful person. So constructive teaching. As a teacher, we should encourage you to fail, not to pass. Understanding, we should pass. Anyone can. Abdul Kalam says anyone can manage the success. So manage the failure is very, very important. How to manage the failure? Sometimes how to manage success? You will become head weight will increase. Isn't it? So how to manage the success is very, very important. How to management of failure is very, very important. We should give guidance. So is our education system is providing guidance to management of failure? Failure management. On this chapter we should having syllabus on the failure management, success management. Do you have any syllabus? Do you have any chapters on failure management and success management? What are the research on failure management? What are the research on success management? It may be industry, or it may be marketing, or it may be education, or it may be our own life. So we should have a new ideas. We should have a new concepts. We should get more research on it. How to manage the failure as a student, as a worker, as a teacher, maybe in our life, or maybe that's why, because of our students are not getting information or awareness about failure management. That's why they are going to the depression. Ultimately, it end up with suicide. Next point, school in clouds. School in clouds means what? See, because of education, all information here in the cloud, in the network. So taking all information, they can learn through clouds. So this is what, after experience with the computer involved, the poor children's basically found way learn without teacher. So if you go to hilly area, if you go to forest area, there providing teacher is costlier for the government. So because by the help of the technology through computer, they can learn through. So for example, they will be having a school, cloud school, they will organize. The teacher will, in that particular center, they will provide all the internet and Wi-Fi facility and also computer facility. Through using computer, internet and other gadgets, they will provide the education for the school and the forest area people, forest area children and hilly area children and remote area children. Next one, problem based learning. So we have to provide the problem to solve. Just passing examination, just writing theory is not enough. We should provide the problem. So we should give the case study, solve this. If you are a manager, if you face this problem as a manager, what you do? Then you will think. And come up with the answer. So it leads to increasing the innovation, increase the innovative thinking. Critical thinking is very, very important. As a critical thinker, as a good manager, what you do? If you attend so many fest, management fest, marketing fest, or it may be any other fest, entrepreneur, how to become good entrepreneur, how to become good manager. If you visit and attend the fest, then you will understand problem based learning. You will learn something there. You're not only thinking there, you're not only performing job, games, but you are learning something very, very important. You cannot learn in theory, you cannot learn in four wall of classroom, but you can learn something very, very important thing there. So problem based learning is very, very important. You should solve the case study. Actual problem will be given to the student. How do you solve? So what is your reaction as a manager? Now you are a manager. We should create some environment like manager. Now some problem is there with the staff. As a HR manager, what do you do? As a marketing manager, our product is failure in the market. What do you do? What are the new strategy you give to the company? How you build the product? How do you invent the product? How do you make the product most profitable sector or more popular? This is what very, very important. Next one, learning with technologies. That's what. So by using the technology, by using mobile phone, internet, so we have to provide the learning to our students. Next one, constructive learning. What is constructive learning? The concept runs on the idea that the students create their own learning environment, activity participating in the knowledge they invest. So students should build their own learning environment or understanding. So because of with friends also they will learn something, with teacher they will learn something, with elders, with their own colleagues, with their own friends. They will learn new things. By looking at the environment, they learn something. So students should select their own subject, their own learning time, their own learning pattern. Next one, international objectives. So we have to provide. Many countries are creating climates. So many developed countries and developing countries are now inviting students from other countries. It may be poor and developing countries to provide the higher education. This is one of the important concepts. In our country only, so many African students, so many other country students from neighbor countries are coming to our country to learn law and other education and other science field. So they can, what happens here? The culture exchange will happen. They will provide their culture. They will understand our culture. Ultimately, it leads to diversity exchange and also ultimately creativity improvement. Next one, mock learning. So through internet, we can also get so many tests and other things, and also we can do so many online certificate course by mock learning and education. Next one, so in this session we have discussed these things. In next session we will discuss more points on the modern education system. Till then, thank you so much. See you in the next class.